and welcome back to another Momentum Teams Fax app demo. Today's demo is going to focus on some of the automation capabilities around what you can do with this fax application. We have a ton of customers, especially in the healthcare sectors, that they want to automate their fax sending and receiving, and we've set up all sorts of different workflows for them. The biggest thing to call out here is again, because the data is in your organization's SharePoint or OneDrive locations, the data and workflow automation stays in your control, stays in your environment, and gives you, again, full control over compliance and security rules around where you're sending this data, where you're processing this data to and from, and then what you want to do with that data. So one of the use cases is maybe I want to automate an outbound fax to go out. Maybe the use case is pharmacy, right? I want to just take a document and drop it to a pharmacy, and I don't want to have to compose the fax manually every time. So what we've done in these use cases is we've done a print document type trigger, or we've done a file save trigger that detects a file in a location, and based on that trigger, it will automatically build and send that fax. In the healthcare sector, there's a lot of concern about HIPAA compliance, and so one of the things you can do, just as an example, is you can actually put a human back in the loop. Even though the automation will go do all of the flow for you, you can also choose to put a human in the loop to do a data validation check before that fax ever gets sent. So what we're going to do is we're going to send a fax, and we're going to kick off the workflow automation that lives in the Power Automate environment. So what it's going to look like, and I'm not going to spend any time in this, is I've got a Power Automate flow that's going to look for when a document shows up, and essentially it's going to process it down. It's going to post a card in Teams for the user that wants to do something with that fax. It's going to prompt them to review the data, and then it's going to go build that fax and automatically send it out. All I have to do is drop a fax in this particular location. Let's say I'm trying to send a document to pharmacy C. All I have to do is come drop it in. It's going to upload it, and then ultimately what that's going to do is on some increment, it will eventually fire off this workflow. We'll just kind of refresh this a couple times to see when it gets it. It usually takes 30 to 60 seconds for it to trigger. Okay, now we've got the process running. So that's going to go fire off. We should probably already have some kind of workflow that's been created here. So let's go look at our, let me expand this out. Let's go look at our chats. So I've got a workflow notification, and here it is. It's got a send request. It's saying, hey, we've detected that you're trying to send a document. We've built a button that allows me to go back out to that SharePoint site to validate that that is in fact the document that I want to send. This becomes important as soon as you want to start tying AI to your workflows. Maybe you're using AI to analyze the document and to make decisions for you based on, hey, I found these certain criteria in the document. I'm going to go ahead and automatically sort this document for you. If you're in healthcare or legal or finance, you're probably going to want a human in the loop that's going to catch that. Other things we can do, obviously, in the world of Power Automate, there's so much flexibility that, the sky's the limit. But one of the examples is maybe I want to pull in a contact list as an example. Maybe instead of statically assigning a whole bunch of different automation workflows to specific numbers, maybe I just want one workflow to catch it, and then for me to decide based on a contact list where I want to send this. Let's go ahead and send this one to pharmacy B. If it's not in the contact list, I have another option where I can put the phone number in and I can process that. But as soon as I hit send, that's going to go complete the workflow. So if we come back into here and we load this, it should show me the status of that particular fax flow as it triggered. These green check boxes obviously mean that it's completed. So that a card that I filled out took 1 minute and 45 seconds for me to come back around and finish it. And then it went ahead and sent that fax out based on the conditions that I gave it. And once that's sent, the beautiful thing about it is we should see that document sync back up to the fax application based on where it was sent from. And then, of course, I sent it to myself, so we would also see it received. It'll take just a minute for it to show up, but the idea is, outside of human in the loop, I didn't do anything to build that fax from a compose perspective. It was all done within the workflow itself. Now, that was an actual fax that was sent, so it's got a process before I receive it, right? So it's out in, fax ether land doing its thing. And here we have the fax showed up. It's still processing it, so you'll see a wait here. It hasn't completely finished saving to the SharePoint site, but if I refresh my view, you can see it's now saved. And there's the document that was sent. That is an example of workflow automation. Again, the sky's the limit on how you might want to automate the sending and receiving of faxes. But again, with Power Automate, anything is possible within limits. That completes the demo of how you can start to automate your workflow with Teams Fax.